So Stacy was going to provide us with a beautiful meditation to gather our word for 2025. And if you've never done that before, it's a super great way to intend and to consciously choose what you want to call in for the year 2025. And my year 2024 was filled with fun and exploration and discovery and love. And so I can't wait to see what 2025 is going to
So
bring.
I just invite everybody to have a piece of paper, or if you have like a canvas you've been working on or anything to write with, I recommend having that in front of you. And I'll be leading everyone through a short meditation just to connect to their own personal word for the year. And when you're really connecting into this energy, I just invite you to be open. I invite you to use your imagination. And I just invite you to let everything flow without judgment. And you may not get a word, you may get a symbol, you may get a color. Just go with whatever you get and allow yourself to receive.
Yay!
So let me know when everybody's ready. Gently close your eyes and settle into your breath. Let the outside world melt away as you begin to focus inward. We'll begin with a simple rhythmic breath. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale slowly for 4, 3, 2, 1. And pause in a moment of stillness for 4, 3, 2, 1. With each round, feel yourself opening and arriving fully into the space of your heart. Here in this sacred space, the outside world falls away, leaving only a deep sense of presence. Here in this sacred space, the outside world falls away, leaving only a deep sense of presence. As your awareness settles into your heart, imagine it as a glowing star in the center of your chest. Its light pulses softly, warming and illuminating everything within. Each breath, the light expands, creating beautiful and infinite skies around you. Now see yourself standing at the edge of this vast, uncharted expanse. The stars above shimmering with possibilities, each one a tiny spark of your soul's dreams. The horizon stretches endlessly before you, a field of parallel timelines, unformed worlds, and limitless potential. Without effort, you begin to move, gliding through the gentle pull of your heart's gravity. It knows the way, guiding you effortlessly past constellations of experiences and nebulas of forgotten dreams. In this timeless space, you are both the creator and the explorer. Let your heart lead you to the place that feels alive, resonant, calling you home. Notice the shapes and patterns that form here. Flickering lights, flowing currents, and soft waves of color. What do they feel like? What do they tell you? And there, in the midst of the vastness, a single star begins to brighten. This is your guiding star, your compass. It draws you close, leaving feeling a word or symbol, a simple word that is uniquely yours. Reach out and gently hold out your hand. Feel the energy of this word, its meaning, its promise. Notice its gift as a reminder of your path ahead. As you connect to this word, notice what you see, sense, and feel. And just imagine a blank canvas before you. And as you connect to this word, just begin to create upon the canvas. Noticing the deeper meaning, the deeper energies behind this word. Noticing the symbols, the colors, and the patterns that follow it. Simply and effortlessly just begin to paint the energy of your year ahead through this word using your inner vision and imagination. And whenever you are ready, just come back into your body, into your space, and go ahead and write the word in the physical world on your paper or on your canvas. Really anchoring that energy into physicality and coming back to this space when you are ready.
Well, you had such a beautiful meditation. I didn't want to wait until it was over because your words were bringing up a whole bunch of visuals in my mind. And you talked about a beautiful star exploding in the sky. And for me, my word for 2025 is definitely going to be joy. Powerful joy is the name of my company, and that's what I want people to feel when they're around me, that they have this innate sense of happiness and eternal infinite joy that's welling up. It's always available to us. We just have to switch over into the part of our brain that allows us to enjoy things for no special reason at all. Just really, there's a joy in living and being present to the moment. And so that's kind of what I got out of your lovely meditation. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I
And
love that.
part of what we're conveying here is just really allowing your intuition to guide you in choosing not only the surface that you want to paint on, whether it's a pad of paper or a canvas. You can even just use a pen and a piece of paper if you're not comfortable going big. And you can also go bigger. It's super fun to go bigger and just have this beautiful expanse of possibilities available to you, which are always there. And being able to use the canvas as a portal to kind of birth whatever's inside of you. This is a way for you to see your energy on the inside made manifest on the outside. And it's a super powerful way to call in the energies and the frequencies and the feelings that you want to manifest in 2025. Process is just all about practicing the feelings that you have on the inside, that you want to manifest in the outside world, because the way that you do one thing is the way that you do most things. And so if you're holding back in your daily life, if you're not saying what you need to say to communicate your needs, if you're allowing people to overstep their boundaries into your space and you're not calling it out, this is a beautiful way to start practicing using what you're feeling on the inside and letting it out without having to use words per se, even though we're getting your word. uh, Words have energy, words have meaning, and yet we think in symbols, we think in colors and shapes. And so really getting to the bedrock of what's going on inside of us is part of what this practice is all about, getting to the root of what's really inside of you, which is true joy, true happiness, purpose, meaning, creativity, exploration, discovery, and a love of meaning and purpose. And
I think it's definitely a powerful practice. And like you said, it's not necessarily about the words, but it's about the energy. I mean, you can just think of it through the colors. Why did you use those colors that you used, Lily?
yeah.
What kind of energy does that bring up for you? And how does it relate to the word joy?
Well, pink. I know pink is unconditional love, and it's part of the crown chakra color. And it's very happy to me, it's also very feminine. And I think the divine feminine energy is really being called for right now, for us to come to the table with not only compassion, motherly compassion and joy, but also balancing out our kind of rational, logical, linear, action oriented lifestyle, and bringing in the more softer, feminine intuition, imagination, and insights, and practicing both parts of our brain so we come to the table more whole brained.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And you talked about flowing, and this is what this makes me feel like, is flowing, this blue. And this blue also reminds me of Croatia, the Adriatic Sea, which is totally warm, crystal clear, but it's this color. It's almost this exact color. And when I tell people and show people pictures, they're like, "Is that real?" And I said the same thing. I was there. I'm like, "Is this real?" And it is real.
It's amazing.
And I love painting with my fingers. I'm intentionally doing that because you can do whatever you want at the canvas. There are no rules. And for me, painting with my fingers really brings me back to that kind of childlike play state that I think is missing in a lot of people's lives these days. And so just using our fingers and getting messy and playing at the canvas. I'm going to look and see what you're doing, Stacey, because I can't see it from here. Oh.
Yeah. I just grabbed an old canvas that I was already
Uh-huh.
painting on. And I like the color of it, so it's all
Okay.
green. And it's just been a lot of layers. Just layers and layers of
And
paint. And my word is shift.
oh,
So that was the one that I chose. And I just feel like big changes. And the big guidance that I got from the word shift, it was like, you don't have to start all over again, but you can just make a small shift to what you're doing in order to make it more aligned to what you truly desire. So that was my word. And I also got, where you take the first letters of the words and you
mm-hmm.
break them down. And so I got 3 of those. So it was self-awareness, healing, insight, feeling, and transmutation turns to stillness, harmony, intention, focus, and trust, with changes to strength, heart, integration, fulfillment, and
Wait,
transformation.
did I miss something? How did you get all of that information?
That it's just kind of what came through
Okay.
for mine. So when I was settling into the
Uh-huh.
word, I actually just sat down with a piece of paper in front of me and I wrote out the word kind of like in rows. Um, and so I just wrote the first like word that came to me for each one. And then I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I did another one and another one. And it kind of, for me, it was kind of like a guiding process of what I needed to do to get to that end of the shift. So I liked how it began with self-awareness, because awareness is what we need in order to shift and change anything in our lives. Because if we're just walking around unaware, then we're just probably going to continue to do the same thing that we've always done. And so I love that. And yeah, there's a lot there for me, and it's, yeah, like you said, it's a lot to unpack, but that's what you can receive when you just drop in and just allow the word to give you its messages, because it's not so one dimensional. Like we see the word joy, we think happy, but maybe joy is achieving something that's very challenging in your life and having that accomplishment, right? You know, maybe joy is saying goodbye to something you love in order to get something better. So there's lots of layers to words and how we use them and invoke them. And so I just invite everybody, while they're painting or drawing their word, to really tap into the layers of its energy and what it's bringing up for you and what that means in your year moving ahead. And we're also hosting a bigger workshop where we're actually going to be creating our own vision boards that are focused on what you're becoming, what energy you're embodying, utilizing symbols, colors, and all these things to create an expansive vision for yourself that really aligns your year ahead, rather than kind of confining it to, you know, pictures, this idea of all these things that we need, because we already know that it's through our energy, it's through our intentionality, and it's through how we're feeling that's really going to attract what we're wanting to create. And so that's the big focus that we're going to be working on. And you'll also receive a powerful power animal for the year. That's also good to invoke when you're needing energy or guidance, and you just want to tap into those deeper layers. So, like, I'm curious what Lily's power animal is going to be for the word joy. So I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Yes, super fun. And the invitation is especially for people that you don't paint, or you haven't painted a lot, or you want to paint. And the invitation is just to try something new, try something different for the year 2025, and see how you can use this canvas as a portal to the future, to your future self. And it's really not about any specific goals, although writing down your goals on the canvas can be super powerful. It's really about the feelings, about how you want to feel in 2025, because we're always ever only chasing after a feeling. How many times can you remember in your life going after something because you remember, I had a great feeling when I accomplished that, or I had a great feeling when somebody recognized or validated me, or it's just remembering why am I doing what I'm doing. And oftentimes we're running away from things we want to think about, things we don't want to feel. And we definitely don't like feeling pain. I know that that's a huge one for me. I will do most anything to escape feeling pain, physical pain. um, and most people are like me. And then there's some people that use their pain. They like that feeling of pain. And so that pain can drive them, can help them focus. And but then there's those beautiful feelings of fulfillment and ecstasy, and really feeling that feeling of joy that I was talking about earlier. How can I feel joyful even when my circumstances are not ideal? even when my partner's not doing what they're supposed to be doing, even when my kids don't listen to me, even when my boss is not hearing me, or even when I go to work and it feels like I'm slogging through my day. How can I feel good all the time, no matter what's going on around me? Because most of us don't let ourselves feel good unless we meet certain requirements in our mind. Are you like that, Stacy?
I slip into it here and there, and I think we
Yes.
all do. I think it's part of the human
Mm-hmm.
experience. But what I find so amazing about having a vision board and having something to guide your life forward is that you can be
Mm-hmm.
reminded of what you're actually moving toward. Because I think a lot of people who don't take the time to clarify that or to set the intention for that kind of get lost in searching, right? They get lost in the search instead of the creation
Mm-hmm.
process. And so even if you have just a little bit of clarity to move you to the next step, that's a lot more than a lot of other people have. And then as you continue to take action and move forward with something, anything really, it's going to give you that drive and that motivation to keep going. And it's often through that action that builds the momentum rather than the contemplation and considering. So I think having something to reach for, something to jump after, is really going to help you with that. And having a vision board that's about embodiment and integration is really going to help you recognize, why am I still in these patterns of things that I don't want to feel, things that I don't want to experience? And kind of like my word, how can I shift that into something that's going to serve me, and it's going to move me into what I actually do desire? But again, if you don't have that anchor point, if you don't have that guiding light, then it's harder to reach for those things.
Yes, I love listening to you talk.
Likewise. And I got a lot more to say.
Well, it's funny. I think we all have a lot to say, and yet we don't have the spaces to be able to say those things. And so this is kind of what our specialty is, Stacy and I, is to create these beautiful sacred spaces where you feel safe enough to be able to express the voice of your heart, what's going on inside of you. And that takes just a little bit of doing on your part, which means just plan ahead to have a couple hours to yourself next Friday afternoon. And if you don't paint yet, if you haven't practiced very much, just find a canvas if you want that's lying around the house, some artwork that you don't like anymore, or maybe an old, go to the thrift store and buy like some piece of artwork for like a few dollars. You can probably get a canvas for less than $5, and then go find some paints at the Michael's or Walmart or the dollar store. You can get these kind of paints for really super inexpensive, and just get 5 paints: red, yellow, blue, black, and white. And that's all you need to make every color of the rainbow. And if you want to get really super adventurous, buy some other colors that make you really happy that are pre-mixed. It just saves a little bit of time. But as you can see, as I was going on the canvas here, I use something called the dry brush method, which is really, I don't clean my finger in between or my brushes in between. I just find a new color, and you can mix the colors on the canvas, which is a beautiful thing. It's so much fun to just watch what happens when you have some wet paint here already, and you go in and you add the color on top of another color. And that's part of the fun and joy of creating, and just seeing what happens at the canvas here, knowing that you can't get it wrong. There's no getting it wrong. And I love that. I love that because I'm such a perfectionist in my everyday life. And I've learned how to let that go and get things done, because that can be totally paralyzing.
Yeah, well said. And I think that art is a beautiful way to reawaken that imagination, that creativity, and get you back into that state of possibility, right? Because when we're a child and we're looking at a blank canvas or a blank piece of paper, we're not intimidated because we don't have all those rules that we've set for ourselves. So when we can get back to that state and kind of get into exploration and having fun again, it really helps to really create what we desire, right? Because as Lily says a lot, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. And so when you're looking at your canvas, you're painting, you're exploring, you can always shift into what it is that you're wanting to experience, what you're wanting to express. And it's not ever about the final product. It's always about the process. And when you can do that with other people who are just doing it to enjoy the process and the experience, it's really a lot of fun. And it really opens that channel to match and align that energy of what you're wanting to create, what you're wanting to experience with what you're creating. So, yeah, I hope everybody can join us next Friday, January 3rd, 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern time. And we're going to dive deep into a beautiful vision board where you're going to really create a becoming board of what you're desiring for your year ahead in 2025. So thank you everyone for being here, and I hope to see you again.
Yay! Thanks for tuning in. Remember, your history is not your destiny, and every moment is a new moment to create your life the way that you want to. And the way you do that is by practice. So every day we have to get up, we get to brush our teeth, we get to put our clothes on, and we get to go greet our day. And every day you can practice here. You can practice ahead of time and putting out your thoughts, putting out your intention, playing, having fun, having a few minutes to yourself so that you can remember that you are an infinite, eternal creator capable of creating your life any way you want it. Come join us on Facebook. Our group is called Psykik Soul Play. Psykik, Psykik Soul Play. And remember to let your psychic soul play every day. I'm Lily McGovern.
And I'm Stacy
And we're
Kronstead.
so happy that you could join us today. We hope to see you next Friday, January 3rd, in our private Zoom room. You can sign up through Eventbrite or just to get a hold of us, and we'll get you a link in a private DM. Thanks for watching. We hope you have a beautiful, happy New Year, and we look forward to doing a vision board with you on Friday, January 3rd at 1 p.m. PST, 4 p.m. EST. Take care.
Take care. Bye.